Of course, I had to do that today, right? Just mute myself. Ay, ay, ay. Hello. How are you doing? I'm sure I'll get a text message in a minute from someone. It's like, oh, you're muted again, Steve, you fucking bozo. For anyone that doesn't know, if you're like new here, I do that maybe 6 or 7 times a week and mute myself. or it's not that I'm muting myself, it's I forget to unmute myself because typically during the day I listen to really loud music. And if I have my microphone on, it feeds back, and yeah. So long story short, I end up muting it and then forget to unmute it, which is funny because, well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, today we're doing something different. We are doing a giveaway. This one's for a HP laptop. Okay? Cash App or Venmo, $10 or more, because this puppy was a little bit expensive. $10 or more, and I will choose one person at the end. Also, we have a bunch of shirts on theangryturnip.com. These are t-shirt bags, essentially. They're bags of our old t-shirts. And they're not like old, like worn. No, they're just old designs from the PT News days to everything. And I threw in a $75 gift card because remember, I was going to do one $50 gift card for coffee orders and one $75 for the Christmas boxes. But I really wanted to get rid of these t-shirts. So I threw them all in bags. I put them in there, and then I threw a $75 gift card in. Now, earlier today, so anyone that didn't catch the show earlier today, you kind of missed out because we put them in there as well. So some people have already ordered them. And yeah, but go over to theangryturnip.com, pick up one of those bags, $30 plus shipping. And most of the bags have 4 t-shirts in it. The smalls have like 10 t-shirts in it. And the mediums have like 4 or 5 t-shirts in them. The rest of them have 3 or 4. And I think we're sold out of a couple already. But yes, today we're giving away a laptop. Tomorrow, we're giving away something else. It's better than a laptop, but I'm not telling you until tomorrow. But yeah, it's a good laptop if you want to know which one. It's an HP laptop, Intel Core i3, 8 gigabyte memory, Windows 11 Home. What else? The 15.6 display offers 40% more viewable than a 13.3 screen. So you have more room to spread out your work and more space to enjoy your movie. It's got a lithium-ion battery with a runtime of 9 hours. Woo-hoo-hoo! 9 hours. Stay connected to what it means most with a long-lasting battery and a sleek and portable micro-edge bezel design. Now, unlike the other laptops, this fucker's brand new. It's still in the box. I went and bought it today because I was like, you know what? We'll do this. It's helpful. It's Christmas too. So if one of you guys send $10 and I choose you, you've got a laptop worth quite a bit more than that. And you can either sell it or you could do whatever you want. But hopefully you use it or give it to your kid or something like that. But so to enter for the laptop, Cash App or Venmo, $10, write what platform you're watching on. Okay? All right. So you guys may have seen the description of this video, right? How many of you guys saw it? Because I was thinking about this today and I kind of had like an oh shit moment, right? Because Fox News was talking about Garland's decision to recuse himself essentially and appoint a special prosecutor, although he's not recusing himself. because the special prosecutor reports to Garland, and Garland reports to Biden. And the reason he appointed the special prosecutor to go into Donald Trump's involvement in January 6th and these documents from Mar-a-Lago were because Donald Trump became he became a candidate for presidential office. And in Garland's own words, his boss, Joe Biden, is running for president. That would be a conflict of interest. But it kind of got me thinking, and I haven't really heard a lot of arguments about this. Why is it that Garland must recuse himself when it comes to Trump, but Garland doesn't have to recuse himself in the DOJ investigation or lack of investigation into Hunter Biden? Doesn't that make anyone? And I haven't heard it on Fox News. I haven't heard that anywhere. Nobody seems to be asking that question. If there's a conflict of interest for Merrick Garland to open an investigation into Donald Trump because Garland works for Biden, and that would be unfair, wouldn't it be a conflict of interest for him to work on an investigation into Hunter Biden? Do you know what I mean? And nobody's like, wait, whoa, Garland. Like, if I was a reporter there, I would have been screaming it. Whoa, what about Hunter Biden then? Isn't that a conflict of interest, fucker? Like, I would have been yelling it. But here's the truth, guys, and I know the answer.
Was he tired? I didn't even know if he was hurt. I still don't know what happened with him. But he slowed down and get kicking.
I had a news article open in the press. The thing just played. Anyway, but the thing that's kind of interesting about that is it made me realize something. They are actively investigating Donald Trump for January 6th, and they are actively investigating Donald Trump for these Mar-a-Lago documents that now, after Donald Trump, or after the election, the Washington Post, the midterms, the Washington Post comes out and goes, oh, remember all that stuff about the nuclear codes and nuclear secrets of our allies and all that stuff? Yeah, there was none of that. It was all hyperbole. And just so you guys all know, because a lot of people may be like, well, Steve is really on the right. Well, here's the truth. Fox News also was doing that shit. What if Donald Trump was trying to sell nuclear secrets to our enemies? That was from Fox News. I remember the Sunday morning I heard that, and I was like, are you effing kidding me? And just like we all presumed there was no nuclear, documents, that's now come out by the Washington Post. But what they're trying to say is that the documents that he took for, personal conveyance for his own personal collection, that he shouldn't have never taken them. And here's the thing. They're never going to be able to charge Donald Trump with that because he didn't personally put the documents into his full, chest pocket, walk out, and then put them in a holding facility. Other people did that. And you can make the argument that it's under his direction. Good fucking luck. It's not going to happen. But they're going to do this as a political smear on Donald Trump, which is why I was saying he shouldn't be running for president. He should, instead put his support behind somebody else and help that person get elected for president. But he doesn't believe in doing that. Instead, he wants to run and be the frontline person and all that stuff. So good for him. But it doesn't this whole thing with Donald Trump being investigated by the Department of Justice, which we now have confirmed because of Garland's statement the other day, doesn't that really put into question why hasn't he recused himself from the Hunter Biden investigation? And the only thing I could surmise is he has no need to recuse himself from the Hunter Biden investigation. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not investigating Hunter Biden. Even though we all want them to, even though we know crimes occurred, even though we know there's all this weird financial influence and foreign influence and all that stuff with Hunter Biden, the Department of Justice feels that there is no conflict of interest investigating Hunter Biden because, well, simply they are not investigating Hunter Biden for all these blatant crimes. That's the only thing I could surmise because they have nothing to recuse themselves for. They are actively investigating Donald Trump. We all know that. And they have to recuse. And I'll say it again just because I can't. Fuck it. Someone said all news outlets have. I don't know what you're talking about there. All news outlets have what? See, this is why I hate the chat because you're probably commenting on something else and I have no idea. But it's just great because I thought you were saying other news outlets have presented the thing that I just did with the, Hunter Biden or Garland not recusing himself. And I haven't heard that anywhere else. I haven't even heard that on Twitter. All these, politicians or what are they, political pundits on Twitter. I haven't heard anybody make that argument yet. I was actually going to make that argument, and then I was like, I'm just going to talk about it instead. But they don't care. They don't, for them, it's rules for thee and not for me. And you know that, and we know that. Everybody knows that. That's just how it's going to be. That's the world we live in, and it's going to continue being that way because nobody actually can hold their feet to the fire. Nobody has the power to do that. Merrick Garland is allowed to investigate whoever he wants, unfettered, because nobody's going to do anything. Nobody can do anything. Look at all the congressional hearings we have where they're sending, Christopher Wray, subpoenas, or not subpoenas, but congressional requests for information. And Christopher Wray is like, oh, we didn't answer that. Or we're not going to answer that. We can't provide that kind of information, blah, blah, blah. They just have no obligation to actually answer. Now, maybe Republicans, they're going to be in the majority now. So Republicans are like, oh, we're going to get answers because now we have subpoena power and all that stuff. So maybe they'll do that. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Because Republicans are going to, here's the thing. They're shifting right now to elections in 2024. They are going to try, and mark my words with this, guys. We are going to, when they do these congressional hearings, oh my gosh, you've seen some of these politicians, especially on the left in the past 2 years, when they're, investigating someone, or when they have a witness on the congressional floor in front of a committee, they sit there and they do the best telephone moments. Cory Booker sheds a tear. Adam Kinzinger shits himself. Liz Cheney sucks ass. They all do the same thing where they talk very dramatically because what they're trying to do is get their clips to go out on social media so everyone could be like, yay, they were actually working for us. But then they go out and they do the backdoor deals and just stab us all in the fucking backs right away and sign, billions of dollars to send to Ukraine and all the same shit. They're all responsible for all that. So anybody that's in anybody that's in Washington involved in politics, or matter of fact, I'll just generalize, anybody who lives or works in Washington, D.C. is a corrupt motherfucker. Excuse my language there, kids who shouldn't be watching this anyway, and your parents are not good parents for letting you watch this, unless you live in Ohio and then your parents rock, and you do too. See how I just did that, Martha? Yeah, I just gave a shout out to your kid. That's how, while keeping your kid away from the show. You see how I did that? It's amazing. But yeah, it's crazy. They're all just backstabbers, and nothing's gonna get done. We're all gonna sit, and I'm gonna cover all the congressional hearings, and it's gonna be great. And do all this. Matt, I was thinking about this the other day, Matt, on Facebook, because every single time when I'm talking about something, you just go back to the video game thing. It's kind of getting annoying. I'll play video games occasionally, but let's not make that like a daily thing anymore. Let's see if we can cut that. When you try to give up cigarette smoking and it's really hard, but you want to, but you can't really. Try to do that where you stop saying, hey, let's just go smoke pot and play weed, or smoke pot and play video games. Because one, I don't smoke pot, and two, I don't really play video games anymore. And if I do play video games, I'm probably going to play with my son, who after 10 games is now a silver elite, which is bullshit, in Counter-Strike Source. It's really annoying. But yeah, everything's crazy. This whole thing is just, it's crazy. Washington, D.C. is so freaking corrupt, and everybody's holding Washington to a special thing, oh, they're going to be able to affect change. Now Republicans having the majority in the House and things are going to change. We're going to call Dr. Fauci to the stand. This motherfucker's been lying to us for 2.5 years now. To the public every single day. You think he gets caught under oath that he's going to not lie? You think he's going to be truthful? No, he's not going to be honest about anything. And it doesn't matter, because even if he does lie and they catch him in a lie, they don't do shit about it. It's already happened during congressional hearings in the past 2 years. All those back and forths with Rand Paul, they've caught him in lies all the time. They caught Christopher Wray in a lie. He said he had to leave the last committee meeting because, he was on an important business meeting. Turns out he was taking the FBI's jet on vacation. He lied to all those Congress members. He's under oath. You could get him right there for lying to members of Congress. That's a charge, isn't it? No, they only go after Steve Bannon and conservatives when they lie to Congress. But if a Republican does it, let alone the director of the FBI, it's totally permissible. Totally permissible. But it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to sit and watch all this stuff all the time and almost have high hopes about stuff. Like I have high hopes. I have high hopes that the Republicans are going to get it in there and actually affect change. But in all reality, the Republicans are just as evil, maybe a step above the evil of the Democrats because they're politicians. The good ones, the ones that could actually affect change, are the ones that are not getting committee assignments. They're the one, well, maybe they will now, but they're the ones that weren't getting committee assignments. They're the ones that didn't even get elected. They're the one. Here's how you know politicians were good: when the GOP didn't even throw money behind them. That's how you know that those people actually gave a fuck about America and were going to work for you. That's why the GOP didn't throw any money behind them, so they couldn't fucking win. And so, I mean, think about that. Think about that. And those are facts. Think about how the GOP and the Republican Party didn't throw money behind certain Republican candidates, America First candidates, for whatever reason. They didn't put money behind them. They put money behind other people, or at times put money behind Democrats in order to not allow these Republicans to get office. Do you know why that happened? It's because they knew that they wouldn't be in their pocket. They knew that those people, they'd rather have a Democrat in office than someone that actually gives a shit about this country. Like, think about that. That should frighten everybody. That should frighten everybody. You know? Janine said, I still want a real January 6th investigation, maybe a parade of impeachments. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They're not going to get an impeachment now. Even if Biden was impeached by the House, which wouldn't even happen because you're not going to get all 218 members to vote to impeach him, because it's just not going to happen. People, on the right still believe Biden is not that bad, which is crazy when you look at our economy and everything else that's happening in this country. But they wouldn't even get the numbers to try to impeach him. Or what do they need? They don't need 200. Well, yeah, they need 218, isn't it? Or is it 60%? 60% of the House? I don't remember. But, the impeachment shit's not going to happen. What we will see, here, I'll play it out. So, beginning in January 20th, I think it is, or whatever, January 4th or 20th. Yeah, it's January 20th. When all that stuff starts transpiring, all these new members of Congress and all the other Republicans with the new wind beneath their sails, like Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan and all the other ones that I like. I don't like Kevin McCarthy. I think he's a backstabbing bitch. But, Jim Jordan I like. Some of the other ones that I like. Those guys will get up there and they'll give really powerful speeches on the House. They're going to hold all these meetings. They're going to say, they're going to investigate Joe Biden. They're going to investigate Hunter Biden. Make no mistake. This is an investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of it. They're not really. It's just going to be like the Republican version of the January 6th committee, where they get up and during national television and they lie or maybe not lie, because the Republicans don't need to lie. They can actually tell the truth, and the Democrats and CNN and Fox News even and all these mainstream media outlets are going to be like, they're lying, they're making it up, even if it's backed by facts. Look at the Hunter Biden laptop story and how all the mainstream media, even though it was truthful, all were like, it's bullshit, we can't do it, censored on social media. All these congressional aid or all these former attorney generals all came out publicly and said this is Russian intelligence officials saying it's disinformation. And now all mainstream media, all of a sudden, they're like, nope, it was true. Sorry about that. No skin off our back. Jim Jordan today called for an investigation into all 51 of those special intelligence officials that coined this letter saying that it was Russian disinformation. It's not going to do shit. It's not going to do shit. And most of you guys know that. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I doubt it. I don't think a lot's going to happen in Washington. That's just my personal belief. I just don't. Someone said, am I not live on YouTube? Did I already get taken off on YouTube? That wouldn't be that surprising. But hopefully I'm still on YouTube. It looks like I am. But we'll have to see. As a reminder today, guys, if you go over to the Angry Turnip, there's a link in your chat right there. We've got, I don't know how many are left, not that many, but we've got these t-shirt bags. So it's a bunch of our previous designs in a bag. You don't know what you're getting. I don't even know what's in it. One of the bags has a $75 gift card. If you do get that gift card, please just send me a message. Send me a picture wearing one of the shirts, holding the gift card. Your face doesn't need to be in it, but that way I could put it out. That's why I'm doing it like the Angry Turnip. I'm going to put like our winner page, and it's going to show all the people that won all the TVs and all that stuff. So the women the girls or whatever, I think it was all women that won the laptop, the old laptop that I gave, the MacBook, that was a dude that won the MacBook from Houston or Texas area, and then the people that have won the cameras. If you'll be so kind, send a picture of it, and like or something like that. Your face doesn't need to be in it, or just tell me, I'll blur your face. But I want to be able to put those on social media so people know that I actually do what I say I'm gonna do, and I would appreciate that. And a lot of you guys have recently, because we've given away a stupid amount of TVs. In the past 30 days, I think I've given away like 10 TVs. It's crazy. And I just keep going. Like today I was thinking about it and I'm like, okay, I have this financial goal. I know what I need to do. How can I do this? Right. And I'm not going to come out here and do what everyone else, we're viewer support. I don't want to do that. I came up with a creative way. It said Cash App or Venmo, $10 more. Tell me the platform you watch, and you may win this laptop by the end of the day. Because I'm just going to pick one person at random, and that person wins a laptop. But like I was saying before, I rudely interrupted myself. If you guys go over right now to the Angry Turnip store, the link's in the chat. We have these t-shirt bags. So each bag has a bunch of t-shirts. If there are any smalls left, I see a bunch of people are on the store now. If there are any smalls left, the smalls have like 8 different t-shirts in them because I had a bunch more. And some of like the first t-shirts, I think there may even be an F Antifa t-shirt, which was the first t-shirt I ever made 2 years ago during the riots. Those are in there. A couple of them have hats, not this hat, the PT News hat or the PTCC hats. A bunch of other stuff, plus one has a $75 gift card. I don't know which one has the gift card. I know it was one of the large, extra large, 2X or 3X, and that's why people were buying dozens. If you buy multiple ones, you may get the same t-shirts, but most of them aren't because they were just odd ones. So just get those now if you can. There's 8 people. I'll be honest right now. If every single person that's on the store right now bought one, I'd sell out all the bags. I think I only have like 8 or 9 more. And then that's great because this is surplus t-shirts. So like this goes to like, get my kids Christmas and stuff like that. So it's helpful, to me. Everything else I do with the TV giveaways and all the revenue that I make from those, that just goes back into paying the rent for this place, getting the lights on, doing all the other stuff, doing everything that we do. I got to get a coffee order. I called them. Luckily, I called them on Friday to do my reorder, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not opening next week at all." So there's 2 people that have outstanding coffee orders right now. That's why I never updated the quantities. 2 people that have outstanding coffee orders. I was waiting to see if poly bags that I ordered came in today. They didn't, so I'm just gonna put them in boxes and send you guys those. And we have coffee in stock. If you go to gratiscafe.com, we have coffee in stock right now. But yeah, and those bags of t-shirts, I forgot to tell you the best part, $30 plus shipping. So you're getting like what is that? $7.25 a t-shirt, something like that. So, all right. So what else was I going to talk about? Everyone's up in arms with Elon Musk, which isn't really surprising. They just keep saying it. Elon Musk pretty much, but he made a comment earlier and I don't know where it is now. I don't think anyone retweeted it at me, but he had this tweet where he's like, man, people are so upset. I would just tell them if you don't like what I'm tweeting or you don't like what's happening on Twitter, just delete your Twitter accounts. And then he's like, but I know you're not going to do that because you're like stuck on the whole back and forth on Twitter. And to be honest, I completely find it hilarious. However, he did tweet out 15 minutes ago saying holding off on the relaunch of where'd it go? He said holding off on the relaunch of Blue Verified until there's a high confidence of stopping impersonation. We'll probably use different color check for organizations than individuals. Ha ha ha. I still got my blue check mark. And I've noticed something like the engagement on my tweets has been higher. I mean, he did tweet out some different things. It was funny. I saw one comment from some libtard moron yesterday that said that Elon Musk's tweets were bringing her back to when she was a state prosecutor investigating, what'd she say? Child sex crimes. And she said that the things that Elon Musk was tweeting was similar to the evidence that was presented in child sex crimes. I'll be honest. He tweeted out a picture with the caption, "Our love will never die," which is a picture from Brokeback Mountain with the, Heath Ledger leaning over the other bozo. And they put Elon Musk's face with Twitter, and then it says CBS News over Heath Ledger's face, and it says, "Why can't I quit you?" And he said, "Our love will never die." So apparently that's super offensive. And then he had one that I thought was a little fucked. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be a picture of Jesus and some lady bending over and yeah, I mean, that one's a little, and it says Donald Trump on it. And that kind of looks like Jesus. And you guys got to remember, I did get my honorary certificates. So yes, you can call me doctor because yeah, I do have them. I have them in the other room. I just haven't done anything with them, but I do have them in the other room. But yeah, it's funny, but I am an ordained minister. So, the bad pictures of, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. What was I saying? I forgot. That's how relevant this whole thing is. It's just fucking stupid. People keep talking about, Twitter, and the craziest thing is they argue. Democrats try to argue free speech while literally arguing against free speech. And most of them don't even know what they're doing is they're exhibiting fascist behavior. When you say that someone's post shouldn't be allowed on social media, even when the posts aren't like being bad or anything now, they're not. Do you know what I mean? I get racism. I have a different opinion on most when it comes to racism or racist, commentary, because I think racist commentary should not be a protected First Amendment speech. However, it is. I don't believe it should because I think it leads to violence almost always. That's just my belief, but it is still a protected speech. You know what I mean? And so, because here's the thing is everyone could call me a racist, especially with all the riots and all our coverage back then. Everyone always called me a racist. Oh well, he's providing, crazy commentary over Black Lives Matter protests. Well, in fact, the majority of the people that we were covering when we covered the riots were not black people. They were white kids, that were coming out of their mom's basements, that were off from school because the country locked down because of pandemic. And so all these kids had nothing else to do. They weren't going to keg parties on the weekends. So they dressed up in black bloc and threw Molotov cocktails at police. They were not minorities. They were not the indigenous people and all that stuff, all this LGBTQ plus whatever that they tried to morph into, because then when you criticize them, then they're like, "Oh, you're being mean to gay people." And I'm like, I didn't even know the dude's gay. You know what I mean? Or if I find a dude that is dressing as a woman, but still and wants to be called a woman, but then has an extremely deep voice, like deeper than mine, and I make fun of a voice, I'm now being transphobic, which doesn't make any sense. You want to know what I think is transphobic? And this is extremely sad. Watch this segue. It's fucking great. Colorado, today, they held a press conference this afternoon, and they read the victims' names. So the 5 victims that were killed by that crazy kid that should have never had his right to own or he should have never been able to go out and legally purchase a firearm. But that's Colorado's red flag laws. Everyone's like, red flag laws, get red flags. This is amazing. Get red flags. It'll stop all the senseless violence. Well, no, because there's all these carve outs for red flags. Remember the Buffalo shooter? He threatened to kill his schoolmates, and he was still able to go buy guns. New York State has red flag laws. He was able to buy a gun. Remember that what was it? The 4th of July? I think it was the 4th of July parade shooter. Remember, he had the red flag laws in that state. And in fact, they even had AR bans in the city where he bought the AR. And it still doesn't stop anything because people aren't reporting. That is the same exact thing that happened in Colorado. This kid, even though the charges were dropped, and why they dropped the charges, I have no idea, because he threatened to blow up his mom, and then he held police in a barricaded situation for hours last year. He was charged, he was arrested, and then they dropped all the charges, and they didn't pass on his conviction or the fact that he was facing charges. He would have been a perfect candidate for red flag laws that nobody agrees with anyway because they don't work. Here's another prime example of why they don't work. This fucking dude was able to go out and buy a gun, and he walked into a gay bar and started shooting everybody. It's clear proof that red flag laws don't work, but whatever. They'll still talk about it. Joe Biden will hold a presser tomorrow probably, and he'll talk about it over and over and over. And here's the thing. The only people that actually benefit from red flag laws are the people that don't believe in guns. The people that are infringed most are the legal gun owners. Red flag laws allow me to say you are a threat with your gun, to call the police, and the police could use the red flag laws of that state to go and seize your weapons and force you to spend tens of thousands of dollars defending your right to own because I said you are mentally unstable. That is why red flag laws will never work. And they want nationwide red flag laws. And think about that. They could take your social media posts where you're like, oh, fuck this, guys. You could be like, well, I got to go shoot something in the wall. And you forgot to write nail gun or something like that. You just wrote gun and people freak out. It's fucking it's crazy. It really is. It's crazy. But anyway, so during this press conference, how many of you guys watched this press conference today? Raise your hands. I can't see them. But if you did, they introduced all the victims' names, and they said they wanted to do justice by these victims' names and identify them by what they wanted to be identified by as to their friends and family. So they ran through the 5 names of the victims, and then they read their names, and then they read pronouns after. And I've never once heard that in a press conference in my life. I've never once heard that in a press conference in my life. And they're saying the victims' names, and then they're saying she, her, or he, him. There was no special they, them, or unicorn butt surfer. None of that. It was regular. I've never heard that, though. Did anyone else hear that with the pronouns in a press conference? To me, you did a disservice to the people that died. Because have you ever met anyone that walks up to you and is like, hey, my name is Steve Oatley, and I go by he, him? Sure, they got it on their Twitter bios and some on LinkedIn and some on email signatures. But have you ever met anyone that literally introduces themselves like, hey, I'm Steve, he, him? I'd be like, he, him? What? What's he, him? Is that where are you from, he, him? You know what I mean? It's like Hiram, but he, him. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's just not normal. And I think they did a disservice. I think they did a disservice today to the people who lost their lives in that tragic shooting. I'll be honest with you, and a lot of people may disagree, but it's wrong. It's wrong, you know? And I don't know and maybe people disagree with me on that, and that's fine. But I've never once heard a press conference where they're addressing the names of the deceased for the first time to the media, where they announce their pronouns. Like, here's the thing. We've heard, press conferences in Seattle or Portland where they're like, hi, my name is Tulip Butthole Surfer, they, them. Today we're going to be talking. That's not the same thing as what happened today. It's not the same thing. And it's just, it's weird, man. It's just weird. And I think they did a disservice. And then with the rest of the press conference, they didn't provide any context whatsoever. They wouldn't say what kind of injuries this scumbag shooter sustained. They wouldn't say, virtually anything. The only thing they talked about in a long press conference, the only thing they talked about was the fact that this kid had previous charges because everyone could find out what his criminal record was. They could find out from news articles that he was arrested and charged. But when you look up a state disposition on these cases, because it was dropped, the state of Colorado has this law that seals all records of the arrest and everything, which is fucking crazy, which is absolutely insane. The state of Colorado has a law on the books that if you are charged with murder and the person recants because you threatened to kill them and they have to drop the charges for that reason, you being charged with murder is now sealed and no one can see it, which is fucking insane. And you wonder why mentally handicapped people are going out and buying guns, because the systems that we have in place are being thwarted by the people that are opposing those systems. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have Democrats out here saying, oh, we need gun restriction right away. Oh, all these people are killing everybody. And we're like, no, you wanted red flag laws. Your own laws that you passed in the state of Colorado literally made it so nobody can report red flag violations. They can't do it because you're blocking it there. Do you know what I mean? It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. Someone said there are always mass shootings during elections. Fuck that. There are always mass shootings all the time. Nobody talks about it. I did my show earlier today. I talked about all 9 mass shootings this week. Just this week, 9 mass shootings, leaving what? 16 people killed and 55 others injured. You only heard about 2 of those. 2 of those made national news. Only 2 of the 9 mass shootings in the past 7 days made national news whatsoever. You have the Colorado shooting because it was LBGTQ plus IQ, whatever, the rest of the letters. That was the only reason this made the news. And then for some reason, Fox News has been going on about the UVA shooter. I can only assume because the shooter is black and it was college and these were football kids. And so Fox News was covering it like crazy. And they still are. They keep talking about it too. But if you want to talk about that case, local news reporting that this 22-year-old college student was being bullied by the people that he shot. So much so that he reported it to his parents. He reported it to the school. He reported it to his friends. I don't know if there's any validity to it. You're not hearing Fox News say that, though. Why? Because then it makes you sit there and go, wait, what were they doing to this kid? And then now this new thing. Remember, if a black dude gets shot by a cop, there's body camera footage that is flooded out because, well, the city says they're going to riot if you don't immediately release the body camera footage. And more often than not, they'll probably riot anyway, even if it shows it was a justified shooting. But then we can't even get body camera footage out of Paul Pelosi's home? When a guy, an illegal immigrant takes a hammer to his head? We hear all these different stories. There's no body camera footage, being released on anything that they want to control the narrative, so they don't release it. Here's the tragic scenario of all this stuff is this mass shooting in Colorado, this mass shooting in Charlottesville. These are not oddities in America. They are not. These are not things that are just, spur of the moment. They're not just happening at election time. They are not. In fact, we had 7 mass shootings in the past 7 days, or 9 mass shootings in the past 7 days. That's like 50% less than what we typically have. It's because it's gotten cold in half of the country. Buffalo didn't have any because they got like fucking 10 feet of snow. That's not a good thing. Like, we're cheering on the fact that we had less mass shootings than we did the week prior or the week prior or the week before that, or less victims than the week before that and the week before that. You see, it's sad. And you don't hear those victims' names. You heard today in a nationally televised press conference the names of all these LGBTQ plus partygoers that were tragically shot down. What's the difference between them and can anyone, and let me ask you a question, all the liberals that are watching this, let me ask you a question right now and you being honest. If you remember the names of the Colorado victims, do you remember the names of any of the football players that were shot in Charlottesville at the University of Virginia? Do you remember the names of anyone that was shot and killed in Richmond? The 13-year-old that was shot in, where was it? In Chicago this weekend? Do you know that kid's name? 4 other teenagers were shot that day as well. Do you remember the kid or the 2 that died in Mississippi this week? No. Why? What's the difference? They're all minorities. Are you saying that LGBTQ plus people deserve more of media attention than minorities in inner cities, than people in rural America? And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to me, man. It's frustrating. And the more I talk about it, the more I get just frustrated. And then the more I think about it after, I'm like, nobody fucking cares. I mean, I'm talking to you guys. You care. That's why you're all sitting here watching. But nobody else cares. You're not going to hear this kind of dialogue going on social media or on news. You're not going to hear this. I saw something the other day, or maybe it was today, I don't know, where everybody was talking about, you know what? It was the guy I don't like, Jason Whitlock. He had this Twitter video, I guess, from his show today where he's talking about Kyrie. Because Kyrie's back playing and everybody, and he was just being like, blah, 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 Kyrie's statements and the free speech and why they're going after him and not other people and blah, 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 and he's right. But I'm like, man, why aren't these people using their platforms to talk about something like significant? Kyrie Irving is not significant. The fact that he's getting censored and he's a big star, yeah, sure, that's newsworthy, but I don't think it's any more newsworthy than the 13-year-old who was shot in Chicago. I think Tucker Carlson should end his show every single day of the names of gun victims, the names of the people that are dying in cities across America, because they're not getting any attention. Show their pictures, show what they did, show the life they lead, even if they're a bad person. Even if they were drug dealers, that's the reason they don't talk about them, because the majority of the people are involved in crime, or they live in a crime neighborhood, so you can't rule out crime, or they may be in a gang, and as if that is like a determining it, like that's okay that they died because of that. And it's frustrating. It really is. It's frustrating. You know, and I wish they would. I wish someone with the bigger platform, someone that had tens of thousands of people, I wish Tim Pool would do it. Tim Pool would talk about it. He's got fucking 50, 60,000 people watching every night. Why doesn't he do it? Crowder, it's just at the end of every show, do it. It's easy enough. The data's all right there available. We're doing a missing person segment. All the young women that are missing every single day and across America that are trafficked. Let's do a segment on them every single day with one of these big platforms. Let's do the faces of opium addiction, that of people that are dying because of the fentanyl that's crossing the southern border. Let's make it real. Let's make it personal. That's the only way you're going to actually fix any of this shit. But no, everyone will get up in arms because someone tweeted out the link to a video without watching it, without knowing what was really in there. And we're going to force, and we're going to boycott, and we're going to be like, fuck, and there's going to be all this outrage. But they won't focus. Like, isn't that crazy? The Knicks play in New York, I believe. I don't know. Fuck the Knicks. But they play in New York. Kyrie Irving is with the Knicks. They got so outraged because of his commentary on a video because it was anti-Semitic to Jewish people, although I don't know what the video was. I don't know, and nor do I fucking care, because I don't give a shit about the NBA or basketball players. They're not role models. I haven't met an NBA basketball player that is a role model. See, I'll stop myself there because I was about to go off the deep end about why they're not role models. But whatever, some of them are. Dikembe Mutombo. Who knows who that fucker is? That guy was a role model. He was a role model. He still is. He's still alive. But he took all his money that he made and then built hospitals back in Africa where he's from. Literally, that's what he did. That's a role model. So I'll retract what I said. Not, you know, and Reggie Miller. I don't know if he has any negative stuff on him. He's a role model because of his three. I used to be a Pacers fan way back when. But yeah, it really is. It's really frustrating. Anyway, just as a reminder, I'm not done yet, so don't go anywhere. We're giving away a laptop today. Okay. All you got to do is do a $10 Cash App, Venmo, and send the platform that you're watching on. So if you're watching on YouTube, do it. I'm going to give this away in a few minutes. So hopefully, I haven't checked. So hopefully people are doing it. My phone's over there. So I put it out of the way so I wouldn't hear it vibrating. So hopefully you guys are all doing this. And if you like this show, like here's the thing, guys. If you like this show, if you're watching right now and you like the show, and you don't have any need for a laptop, but you still want to, support the show, please do. And you may win a laptop and you could just get it and gift it to somebody else. It's brand new in the box, never been used. But again, PayPal is Freight Broker Live, or not PayPal. Please don't use PayPal because it makes it too hard for me to just get the list real quick. But Cash App or Venmo, and just write your platform. And if you don't want the TV, literally, if you just want to support me, or not the TV, the tablet, or I almost give it away. If you don't want the laptop, just write Steve for support. I don't want the laptop. You know what I mean? And then I'll give it to my kid, or whatever. Or you won't be in the drawing. Or I'll put you in the drawing, and then if you win, I'll give it to my son because he wants a laptop. Because now I play Counter-Strike with the older boys, and now the little one wants to play too. Ah, man. What a day. I got kind of worked up there, didn't I? We still have some here. Let me see how many we have. I know we still have some of these t-shirt bags available. You guys should get them. I mean, you're going to be sad if you don't. And what do I do now? If I don't sell all of them, then I have to open, because I need the space. That's why I put them for sale. I'm just going to have to, I have 10 more of these bags in stock. 10 more. So I've got 2 of the smalls, 3 mediums, 2 larges, and 3 triple XLs left. So those are the sizes that I have available with these t-shirt bags. And again, if any of you guys wear smalls, perfect. Because the smalls have literally, you won't need to change your outfits for like 9 days. And you could just wear all of our clothes. Because the smalls bags are like that thick. Because I put like 10 t-shirts in each one. um, but, and again, that helps me because I'm taking that money and that's going to be like Christmas presents and stuff for my family. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to say too much, but if you do pray, say a prayer for one of my wife's, my wife's, I would say that one of my wife's extended family members. They need your prayers. So say a prayer for them. What else? Let's see. What else is there to talk about? And guys, you could also do it multiple times. I forgot to say that too. If you send like, say, a $10 Venmo, but you want double the chance or triple or quadruple or like 10 times the chance, just keep sending multiple ones. You could send 15 $10 Venmos and you'll have, a better chance of winning. Because right now, I can honestly say, going over the days, you probably got like a 1 in 20 chance of winning this. I mean, those are odds. 1 in 20 chance. So that's hell. That's awesome. All right. What else? I talked about, most of you guys don't know what it takes especially when you launch like a news site. So what you have to do is you got to put a bunch of back content on the website before you even publish it. So that way all the categories are full and you're not just opening a website and there's nothing to read on the website. So what I've been doing for the past couple of days is writing articles back that are in the transportation and logistics field, because sometime probably mid-December, my goal was to get the coffee shop open. I was going to work in the coffee shop in the mornings and type up freight news articles, because when I was a freight broker, that's what I did all day. So I would sit there and I type news articles, booking freight, working, and being good at it, breaking big freight stories. And then in the afternoons, I would do all my show prep and all that. I never worked at night when I was doing the Freight Broker Live stuff. The show was always during the day. But I'm going to start talking about the freight industry again. It's going to be on a different YouTube channel. It's a Capacity Today YouTube channel, but it's going to be more of a news show related strictly to freight. You're going to see a different side of super apolitical. I'm going to try not to swear. It's different show, but I've been working on that and just building the news base. So writing different articles. And that's why you'll hear me mention, like earlier today, I was mentioning the trucker standoff on I-5. I was mentioning the truck driver that ran over the woman in Connecticut or California, Redding, California on Saturday night. It's because I was writing news articles on it. So it's fresh in my head. And I'm going to be doing that a lot more. And obviously there's going to be some overlap. So sometimes here I may talk about a freight news story that I think is national or should be. But I encourage, even if you don't understand the freight industry, you should go check it out because it's good. Someone said, I just saw an alert that Governor Abbott has declared Biden in violation of the Constitution for not securing the border. Yeah, well, but again, it doesn't matter. I mean, no matter what people do, they're not going to be able to get him to do it. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's going to be able to get him to do it because nobody's going to hold him to account. You know what I mean? That's the truth. Nobody's going to hold Joe Biden to account while he's in office. And someone made a comment before. They said they would like to they would like to see the Republicans do a real January 6th hearing, like one to actually get to the bottom. And I would be 100% behind that. I would love to find out what really happened. You know what I mean? On January 6th. I would love to know how the FBI's prolific confidential informant became the leader of a white supremacist military organization that planned and cooperated with other confidential informants who ran, militias, plotted to overtake the United States government while their handlers had no knowledge, while being infiltrated. Here's the thing, guys, now we know that there are at least 20 infiltrators in the Proud Boys, right? So you're telling me that all these special agents with the FBI and confidential informants that were embedded with the Proud Boys, that they didn't know that the people were planning on storming the Capitol? Because I thought this was a wide-ranging plan that took months and months of progress. It's so far-fetched, and that's why the January 6th committee, as it is now, they won't talk about any of that shit. Because once they do, then it's going to make you go, wait, what the fuck? Wait, whoa, flash, rewind. It's true. The leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, who's on charge right now with sedition is a FBI informant. What is described in court papers by prosecutors as a prolific FBI informant. How did he go from setting people? Yeah, watch this. How did he go from setting people up to jail or setting people up to build FBI cases to land them in jail to setting people up to build FBI cases and land themselves in jail? But this time he finds himself all wrapped up in it. And I wonder too, because he was released from a DC prison. And I know, guys, like if you're one of the PBs that do watch this show, I don't bow to anybody. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. And every now and then I get like messages from people afterwards like, stop talking about him. Fuck that. I'm going to talk about him. He's a fucking Fed. And anybody who wants to argue with me, you're a fucking Fed too. You know what I'm saying? But and I lost my train of thought because then I wanted to give this because every time I talk about Tario, I get like 1 or 2 emails. And sometimes it's from people that I know that are PBs. And they're like, you really should stop, blah, blah, blah. Because you're assimilating or not assimilating. They don't say that. But they're like, you're basically saying anybody that's a Proud Boy is a Fed. And I'm like, yes, exactly. Because here's the thing. If you are now, yeah, you're a fucking Fed. That's it. Like if you're a Proud Boy now, yeah. Because here's the thing. Why would you go want to be associated with what people are now labeling as white supremacists? And even here's the truth. Before January 6th, there were some chapters of the Proud Boys that were pretty fucking racist. They were in Southern California. That's where they were. None others. They all condemned those, and they were kind of like a break-off group. But nonetheless, it doesn't even fucking matter. They're all Feds. They're not all of them, but the people that were leading this charge into DC. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane, you know? Someone said, did you see the David Riddell interview with QB today? I don't know who QB is or OB. I don't know who that is. It was interesting to hear Santa admit he is one Proud Boys. Yeah, but I know plenty of Proud Boys that aren't fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? One of our longtime viewers, I don't know what happened to him, but one of our longtime viewers was a PB. You know, when we were covering all the riots and all that, super active in the chats. I'm not going to say his name, but I saw him on December 12th when I was in DC on December 12th before January 6th, and we were filming all that. He was out there too, and I knew a lot of them because of my coverage of the riots. You know, they came up. We get emails from them. They've offered to, like, if I go out to different events, to be there. You know what I mean? To make sure I don't get attacked by Antifa. Back then, it was a much bigger threat. Now I'm just bigger and stronger and stupider. So I think it would be a mistake for anybody to try to F with me now. But it is what it is, man. It's just crazy, man. Everybody's crazy. Everybody's crazy. You know? That's all I have to say about all these fools out here, these crazy ass fools. They're all crazy. They're crazy as some shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where I'm going with that or why talking like that has why it's so funny to me. Who cares about Santa? Someone else said. I don't know. I didn't even realize he was still around. So I'm glad he is. Bob Swagger said something. Said, I'm focusing on exposing the insurrections for what they are. I'm a proud American patriot. I vote and accept my loss if it happens. You should try it. I don't know what that means. So see, and I think he's probably just trolling. Who are for one, there was no insurrection on January 6th. It was a riot, you know, and we can even call it a deadly riot because someone died. And it wasn't a police officer. It was an unarmed white veteran who was shot and killed by a police officer who once left his gun in a bathroom. Like a guy that should not have ever been on the police force. But it certainly wasn't an insurrection based on the definition of an insurrection. Okay. And you know, I've talked about it ad nauseum. Oh, look, I've been messing around with this. I made a little heart. Should give it to my wife so she feels better. She's had a rough day. She hasn't had a rough day. She had a rough night. I'm sure you got a phone call. But yeah, look at that. I made a little heart. Oh, so romantic. Did you guys hear it? Hit something metal back there. But yeah, man. It's just crazy. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy ass stuff. Someone said, Bob, you spelled your name backwards. That's funny. Someone said, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Something about the insurrection. Oh my God, these people that call it an insurrection. Someone said 4 patriots died on January 6th. No, only one person was shot and killed. Okay? Only one person. Roseanne Boyland, you could make the argument, because here's the thing. I watched video where Roseanne Boyland appeared to be unconscious on the ground, getting beaten by a Metro PD officer. That's clear as day. I remember seeing it. But I also spoke to someone, and you guys all heard it, that was right there, that was doing CPR on Roseanne Boyland, and said that she didn't pass away as a result of being beaten by the officer. Actually, what he said on my show was that she wasn't beaten by the officer and she died of a OD, which is different than when I talked to him off air months before that. But yeah, and that was Villain. You guys all remember when I had Villain on. Patriot operator said Steve likes to select the facts on that day. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about in terms of selecting the facts of that day. Why don't you elaborate on that? Because that's funny. Let's elaborate on that. So, but even if you want to assume that Roseanne Boyland was one of the other ones, if you want to assume that the guy that had a heart attack and the other one that went into a cardiac, well, I think they both had heart attacks, that passed away before, they weren't even in the field. They didn't die from getting impacted by any munitions or anything like that. The only person that was shot and killed that day, the only person was Ashley Babbitt. That's it. And that can't be disputed. You can make an argument for Roseanne Boyland as well, because I saw the video, And so I would say that she also died that day. But again, I wasn't there. I spoke to someone who was there and did CPR on her and said, no, she died of an overdose. And Villain had medical training. He was an EMT. He had medical training. So you know what I mean? I believe him over what anybody else says, but those are the truths, But it was a riot, and for anyone that says that I'm defending those people, I am certainly not, because I've just as much said that those people all should be in jail. You know how many times I've been asked to go speak on behalf of the J6 defendants? I'll be honest with you. I've been asked numerous times. One, I didn't want to affiliate myself with the groups that were part of it. And secondly, I can't. I can argue for due process and all that stuff here because that's what they need. They deserve. It's the fucking right of every American for due process. And they're certainly not getting it there. But I also believe that they all committed crimes. And I believe that when people commit a crime, no matter how valid or validated they feel while committing that crime, like this is our house, we are taxpayer dollars, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. No matter how validated you feel for committing that crime, if you're committing a crime, you must do the time. I forgot who said that, but that's the truth. Someone said, has any cause of Villain's passing been released at all? No, and they're probably not going to. And they're probably not going to. And I don't know. I didn't want to look into it any more than just that. But I'm trying to see. Someone, truth teller in Virginia, said my comments aren't showing up. Well, clearly they are. I see it. I guess there are no new. I was looking for the Bob comment, but he didn't want to make any comment. God. All right, I'll do. Should I just do the computer giveaway now? Let me see where we are. We got a little bit more, so that's good. I was worried. I'm like, I'm not even going to cover the cost of this damn thing. Someone said, I love to hear testimony from those arrested on January 6th. Yeah, they won't. It's just like they won't do. Oh yeah, we're fucking good. It's just like they won't do. Whatchamacallit? They won't do televised interviews or televised depositions, because if they did, then you're going to hear everything they don't want you to hear. So anyway, guys, what we're doing today is a giveaway. We're giving away a brand new, it's never been opened, check this out, HP laptop. And I'll give you all the specs about this laptop because I have it open right there on my screen. This is stay connected to what matters most with a long-lasting battery life and sleek and portable micro-edge bezel. It's built to produce, it's built to keep you productive and entertained from anywhere. The HP 15-inch laptop features reliable performance and an expansive display, letting you stream, surf, and speed through tasks from sunup to sundown. Yeah, so this has got Windows 11 on it. It's got a 256 gigabyte solid state drive, 8 gigabytes of RAM, Intel UHD graphics, 2 gigahertz Intel Core i3 processor, and a 15.6 920 by 1080 resolution. Brand new in the box. It's brand fucking spanking new. So you can even look. It's brand new. And inside this, guess what? It's in another box because that's how laptops come. This is for shipping. But yeah, so we're giving this bad boy away. The only way you can enter, super easy, is go over right there, send a Cash App, a Venmo for $10 and write the platform. So if you're watching on Facebook, send a Venmo for $10 and write Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, right, send $20 and write YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'll give it like 10 more minutes. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, God. What are all these other ones? What are all these other ones? All right, here, I'll be right back.
I work for a federal agency. I've been doing this job for over 23 years. When I come home from work, what's rewarding to me is that I know that I'm out there serving and protecting the citizens of the United States. My job can be dangerous. There's conflict, aggression, and sometimes life-threatening situations. On June 12th, 2018, I was patrolling near a mountain range and I heard a noise in the gravel. I turned and I saw 2 muzzle flashes. It was clear it was an ambush. I was shot 6 times.
I just realized that wasn't playing the video, which is weird because it should have. It was playing the audio, but not the video, which is pretty peculiar. I'm not quite sure why it was doing that, so I apologize. Someone said something. Someone said government building, it's the people's building. Well, here's the thing. You're right. It is the people's building, but it's a restricted government access building. And here's the thing. Dude, I've already talked about, I don't want to talk about January 6th anymore. I really don't. I really don't want to, because then people are, there's the thing. If you were against the riots in 2020, then you must, under all circumstances, be against the riot that took place on January 6th. Unequivocally. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And just that. Yes, were there people who walked through open doors? Yes, 100%. We all saw it. We covered it live. 3 camera crews that were there were exclusively filming to us. We know what we saw. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the people that smashed out the windows. We're talking about the people that climbed through and assaulted police officers. We're talking on the people that broke into members of Congress' desks and were going through paperwork there. We're talking about people who smeared shit on the walls. We're talking about people who attacked credentialed journalists. We're talking about people who brought, nooses and guillotines there. We're talking about people that were shouting that they were going to kill people. Those are the people I will never support under no circumstances, because there's nothing different. There's nothing different from them versus, the BLM riots of 2020. And that's it. That's it. But just like someone said, it's so sad people didn't think, never should have stepped foot in there. Yep. Nobody should have. Someone said against both, but the punishment should be the same. You can't judge that. Haven't you realized the punishment is never going to be the same? And every single one of those Republicans, every single one of those conservatives, every single one of those patriots that crossed that foothold all knew they were there. They were there initially because they knew that they were not going to be treated fairly. They knew, because it's shown that. That's why they were there, because they were not being treated fairly with the elections. That's why people were there that day. So anybody that crossed that threshold and stopped being a pissed off patriot and became a pissed off criminal, I'm not going to throw support behind. I will argue for due process all day long. But this is why I don't go speak for them and do that stuff, because I will honestly say that, yes, I believe they should be given bail options. I believe if they're not a threat to the public, they should be released on their own recognizance, because that's what other people have. They're not getting due process. They are, in fact, political prisoners. But to me, they also committed crimes. Do you know what I mean? And from what I've gathered is the people that were putting on the different events, I couldn't say that. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't the vibe that they wanted me to bring. And unfortunately, that's the truth. Bob, I don't know what YouTube you're on. Why didn't we just get rid of Bob? If he's being distracting to people, just get rid of him. Nanner, you're a mod. Just get rid of him. I think you're a mod. Or April's in the chat, probably. God Rides is. Just get rid of him. Someone said Steve is protecting his coffee business. It has nothing to do. You know what I'm doing? I'm protecting my integrity. That's what I'm doing. I'm not protecting any business. I'm not protecting, brands. I'm protecting my integrity by standing up and believing what I believe. I don't have to conform to the way you think or the way your ideology. It's not what makes someone an individual. It's not what makes someone an American. Do you know what I mean? It's not me protecting anything. And it's kind of shallow of you to say that, because then what you're saying is that my opinion is less than yours, and you shouldn't do that. Someone said you had integrity. Oh, so you're saying I don't now. Got you. Mario Lopez with your fake name. We'll have to agree to disagree on this one. Too many of us were there that day and saw firsthand account. But agree to disagree on what respect? You can't. Reactionary is you can't say that just because other people are doing something, you can do it. You can't. It doesn't make it acceptable. And again, we're not talking about the people that were standing peacefully outside or even the ones that walked in the doors. I'm talking specifically about the people that were attacking police. I'm talking specifically about the police who were attacking them. I'm talking specifically about the people that broke the windows and smeared shit and put their feet up on Pelosi's desk. All of that. That's criminal. I'm not going to support criminals. Those are criminal actions. And again, keep in mind what I said. I said the police that were being violent towards the protesters. I saw the first punch. I've talked about it almost every time I talk about January 6th. The old man getting sucker punched by the black cop. And that's the truth. Someone said, I respect of the evidence, F. But you haven't heard a lot of evidence because they're not actually allowing evidence to be presented. All of the cases are in federal court, so you can't go and witness them. They're not televising them. So all these arraignments and all these court cases, you're not hearing it. You're getting it from Julie Kelly on Twitter. She's doing an amazing job. I'm not criticizing her. And again, I think people are just saying that because I'm saying that. Well, I don't know, because I can't rationalize it. I don't know. Someone said those people were pigs and should be prosecuted, but not by January 6th committee. But you understand, nobody is being prosecuted by the January 6th committee except Steve Bannon. Nobody else is. They're being prosecuted by, Washington, D.C. They're being prosecuted by the Department of Justice. Someone said, how about the veteran who was shot in the neck? Is he in effing jail? No, he's not. And I already said he should. I refer to, what was his name? Mike something. I refer to him as a killer because that's what he is. He killed that woman in cold blood. And I ask where the outrage is from the left, because the left rioted for days when unarmed people were shot by police, unless they were white. They don't care really. And clearly they don't care there. They try to rationalize it and say, well, she shouldn't have been storming the Capitol. She wasn't actually. If you watch the video, she was stopping someone else from breaking the window till the crowd started getting ready to attack on her. And she climbed through the window trying to seek help from the police, and they shot and killed her. That is the truth. If you watch the videos, all of them, that's what you'll see. You're not going to see that on the January 6th hearings. You're not going to see that on lamestream media. You're not. Lucky said, I was hoping he would enter our super chats. I can't enter the super chats. But I'm going to do a giveaway. Well, we'll see how today goes. Well, we'll see how tomorrow goes. And if tomorrow goes really well, then I'll do another one. I'll do one on Wednesday. And then Thursday is Thanksgiving. I'm taking the day off. Some said they're not looking real hard for the one that planted the pipe bomb. They're not looking hard. They're not looking for him at all. From what I understand. Not at all. All right. I'll give it 5 more minutes. Someone said I don't have Venmo. Well, you could do Cash App. The link's right in the chat. Should be pretty easy to do. But you guys want to see what I'm doing for tomorrow. So today is the laptop. And so tomorrow's giveaway, I think is better than today's. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, it's an iPad, brand new in the plastic. It's a 9th generation iPad, Wi-Fi. Includes an iPad, USB-C to Lightning cable, USB-C power adapter. Not all features are available in areas. Additional information available at apple.ipad, blah, blah, blah. This is, I think it's a 1 gigabyte, no, 64 gigabyte. But that's what we're doing tomorrow, an iPad. And I'll tell you what, if tomorrow goes really well, I'll go buy another one. Or even if today goes really well, I'll go buy another one. And then we will do, on Wednesday night, will be different because you won't have to do anything. This will be for everybody. And you will, I know I can do it. There's the software where I can do it where you guys type a specific word. And so we'll give away an iPad to someone. Tomorrow will be the same thing as we did tonight. And then Wednesday I may do a little bit more, but we'll see how tonight and tomorrow work. And if it works well, I'll go buy another iPad tomorrow. But someone said, I do not see a link in current chat. Did your mods put it in? It's in the description of the video, love in 2 times. The description of, or love in 2 limes, description of the video. Someone said, is there no NFL game? Fuck the NFL. They're woke as fuck. Is April in the chat? Do you have a way of... We've given away a lot. Someone said, I'll enter the Ferrari giveaway next week. No, the most expensive thing we ever did was the trip for 2 to Key West. And all I did is I did $1,000 Airbnb gift certificate and $1,000 airfare and just said, here you go, you win. And never heard back from that person either. Someone said, any more updates on FTX? No. Someone said, I don't know what the heck is wrong with your Venmo. Tried a few times a week ago and it wouldn't go through. I make my husband reset it. Won't let me open second account with the same debit we share. Yeah. You could do Cash App if you want. What was I just going to look up? I don't remember. I don't know. I'm going to give it like 1 or 2 more minutes and then it's all going to be done. You haven't seen April? Okay. I forgot what I was even going to say to her anyway. Oh, the super chats. Let me see. Because people are saying they sent super chats and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't show me what the super chats are. Do you know what I mean? The system doesn't log it. It would be nice. Kate said you want to do the laptop. It's going to take me forever to total it. If you want to do PayPal, you could do PayPal. If that's easier, do PayPal live at freightbrokerlive.com. $10 or more. Write what platform you watch. You got like 5 minutes though until I total this all out. Because I got to go home. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if does it show this way? Or any of you YouTubers, you know how I can do it? No, it says $20 YouTube. total, but it doesn't say, it says no YouTube super chats. Is it in the monetization category on super? Is it super? No, see, because it's not here. Because I see a list of super chats, but none of them are from today. So I guess it's because it hasn't settled. Yeah, I don't know. Tulsa King is good. Tulsa King is good. Someone said, I'm tired of loudmouth liberals and people on their couch. Yeah, I don't know. Someone said you did order a turnip bag. Yeah, the turnip bags are pretty awesome. How many more do we have? A turnip bag. I like that. If you, I could tell you how many we have. T-shirt. I'll put the link for that in the chat too. Someone said, I'll put a link of screenshots in the mod chat on what? Discord? Okay. But it was only one, right? And because I saw other super chats. Oops, I'm in it. I didn't want to do it this way because it makes it too fucking confusing. This is like, where the fuck is the mod chat? Oh, right here. I'm already in it. So this was Lucky Lily and Kelly. Lucky Lily and Kelly. That's the two. So the LM person never even did it anyway. Whatever. How much is the turnip bag? It's $30. $30. And what it comes with, and I'll tell you again, just in case you want to go and get this while I'm getting everything together. The link is in the chat. So basically, each, and we're sold out of some. We have fucking bullshit. So we have 7 left in stock. So we have 1 more small, 2 medium, 1 large, and 3 triple XL, which is weird because we normally sell out of the triple X fast as fuck. But what I did is I took like the small, there's 1 more small. So if we have any small people that wear like the small t-shirts, these are packed. They have like 8 or 9 different t-shirts in the smalls only. The mediums have 4, larges have like 3 or 4, triple X have 3 or 4 as well. And it's just previous t-shirt designs that I had extras of here. And so they're all in the box or all in the bags. They're ready to go. Like people earlier today, and we sold 6 of them during the earlier show. And I already sent those out. So if you ordered earlier today, you can go in your account and track it. It's already been picked up by UPS. It's already on the way to you. Talk about fast as fuck. That's what it is. Lucky Lily said URLM. Oh, you're using multiple emails. All right, so fine. I'll add you in there, but I'm not doing that ever again because it's just making too much of a pain in the ass. And I don't want to deal with pain in the ass shit, man. Because now it's making it all hard, man. I don't want to do hard shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let me get this total. I wish I had like something I could play in the meantime, like a. How do I get this downloaded again? What? Say what? All right. So that's this one. But then I have to manually do it. All right. So. What's today? The 21st? Tis the season to be jolly. All right, here we go. All right, copy. And then make file. Fuck. Oh, this is a mass shooting report. Let me just take. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking all the names from the different spreadsheets. So I'm taking it from Venmo. I'm taking it from PayPal. Well, PayPal doesn't. I have to do it manually. And I'm putting them onto a single spreadsheet, and then I'll do what is called the Wheel of Fun. I don't know what it's called. Wheel of something. I don't remember. and I will put it in there, and then I'll spin it, and one of you guys will win. Someone said, F you, Matt. Why? What's Matt saying? Mark said, hi, my name's Mark. I've been since the riots in Portland 2022, and he's effing awesome. Why? Are people saying I'm not awesome? What? What? Who's saying I'm not awesome? Now you're making me stop what I'm doing. I am awesome. When here's the thing, even before I did this live stream and shit, even before I did any social media at all, I used to want to get the word awesome tattooed in big bold letters across my chest. Like when I first met my wife, I wanted that and a big PBR can on my arm. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't do either one, right? Because PBR went, and now it's all yuppies that drink it, so I don't drink it anymore. And download CSV. And even though I am pretty awesome, I don't want to do it. Mark Benson, he shouted you out. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, said Coley. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. I thought you meant someone shouted me out. I was like, really? That's dope. PayPal won't let me send 10 unless it's held. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know why that would be, because no one else has those issues. And if they do, I don't know what to tell you, man. Can't tell you nothing. I can't tell you nothing that you don't know yet. God. D, are you in the chat? If you're in the chat, D, can you do me a solid and tell me how many times you entered today? Okay, never mind. I see it. Tamara was the first one. That's what I was looking for. Tamara was the first one. Because like I said, it's a lot harder to do it this way, but I'm fucking awesome. And I love you guys. So I'm putting them all together now. Where's the other spreadsheet? Right here. Add all these in here. Holy shit. I said you guys had a 1 in 20 chance. Now you have a 1, and we still have to do PayPal, but we're at 62 chance. You did one. Well, Deb, you didn't do 1. You did 4. You may have meant to do 1, but you did 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And I appreciate it, Deb. Hopefully you meant to do 4. I'm talking about the Venmos, Deb. All right, so who do we have here? Okay. Oh, there's not that many. So you got Carol and Beatrice. Carol and Beatrice. Where's that spreadsheet? Carol and Beatrice on PayPal. And who was the one that I was LM, right? Carol, Beatrice, and LM. Carol, Beatrice, and LM. See, as you could tell, this is why I don't do it this way. Because I have to do it. It's harder. All right, there we go. All right, so now it's a 1 in 64 chance. Still pretty good odds. Oh yeah, copy. All right, so then I go over here and I will make it so you guys can all see it right there. Yeah. Well, right now you're looking at the t-shirt bag. This again on the Angry Turnip. All you do is go to the angryturnip.com, click up merch right there. You'll see it right there, and you can get an autographed book. Hey, was it Gloria, the woman that ordered 3 of these books? Did you want them autographed to someone? Because that's what you paid for, but you didn't write a note, and you ordered 3. Because if you don't let me know in the next 24 hours, you're going to get 3 that are put to you guys. And then these Christmas mega boxes, I haven't plugged it very hard in a couple of days because I don't want to oversell what we ordered, and I can't really. But these are for sale. $5 for every box is going to charity. They're shipping on December 15th or before. And so make sure you get it in. It's going to have a Christmas card signed by me to you. It's going to be gift wrap from my wife, and it's going to have all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, Let me go over here and do wheel of names. Then I got to delete all these names from the last one. Delete, and then put them in here. And then I shuffle a lot, okay? Because I got people yelling at me last time. Every time I do this, people yell at me. But Matt Kegley is effing liberal. He is an effing liberal, Travis, and he's been here longer than you have. So I suppose that you probably shouldn't give him shit, Travis, if you want to stay here. Because see, here's the thing is I don't give a shit if someone's liberal or not. I don't give a shit if they have opposing views as me, as long as they're respectful. And Matt has always been respectful in my chat and beyond, because he was in my chat before almost, I could probably say before everyone else, because he covered since the Freight Broker Live days, before I did any politic talk at all. So be nice, Travis. Rail. All right, ready? You want to see the spin? Are you guys ready? You ready? You ready? Are you ready? All right, I can't hear you. Are you ready? Press 1 if you're ready, or 2 if you want me to delay this for longer. Is the suspense getting to you? Ready? Someone said ungrateful bastards. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ready? I forgot to press the button. All right, here we go. Who's it going to be? Kathy. Kathy. Thelma. I'm glad it's you. Kathy, let me know where you want me to. You have my email and I know you're in the chat. Will you let me know where? Did you do it via Venmo or Cash App? You did it via Cash App. So, Kathy, if you're still in here, send me a picture or send me an email and let me know where you want me to send. Yeah. Kathy's one of TV, but she's one of our biggest supporters. She almost never, if I'm live, she's sent something, whether it's $5 or $10 all the time. So I really appreciate that. Just, it warms my heart. All right. So the entries are officially open for tomorrow night's giveaway, an iPad. All right. These are $5, not 10. Cash App or Venmo. It's officially open right now, 9:30 p.m. So I could track it. Here, hold on. Let me go over here and just take this out, because that makes it super easy for me to be able to track it. So iPad, $5. Give it away tomorrow night. Tell me what platform you're watching on. Cash App, Venmo, or any of those. And then on Wednesday, I'll go buy another one tomorrow. I mean, I covered the cost of these today, so tomorrow should be profit. So I'll go buy one tomorrow as well. So we'll do 2 iPads this week. But Wednesdays is not going to require anything. Wednesdays is going to be for all the people that just don't have an extra $5. So we will put an entry in for everybody, which will be anyone who's watching the live stream throughout that day. So you'll have to watch the live streams like a hawk, but we'll be giving away an iPad. It'll be amazing. But yeah, if you want a chance to enter that iPad or to win the iPad tomorrow, Cash App, Venmo today, $5 more, write the platform. If you want to be like super awesome, write the platform and then iPad. So if you watch on YouTube, write YouTube iPad. That would really be helpful at helping me split these or figure out which one it is. And then last thing of the day, we still have 3 XXX. We still have 3 of these bad boys. The special t-shirt, 3 XXX, 2 medium, and 1 smalls left. That's what we have. So get your orders in now. If you're a small, a medium, or a 3X, get it in. Because one of these is going to have a $75 gift card in it too. Well, not one of those, but one of the 30 bags that I made today have a $75 gift card in it. So yeah, anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably do a midday news thing, maybe a workout news, even though some of you, I got a message today. It's like, I want to enter in for the free contest, but I don't want to watch it when you're working out. It's not really my thing. And I'm like, are you kidding? I'm not even giving you a reply. Like I want to enter in for some free shit, but I don't want to watch your show. Can you tell me how to do that? No. No, I can't. So you got to watch the damn shows. Shit. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be live at some point during the day. And someone said, also look up, still competing at 80s as a powerlifter? No shit. I competed, well, I didn't compete with him. In one of the competitions, there was like a 78-year-old guy that broke world records. He was strong. He did like a 290 bench press, which is strong for an old man. But that was pretty impressive. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be live, like I said, around lunchtime for a midday show. And then I'll be live tomorrow night and we'll talk about all the shit that's going on. Plus, we will also be doing the iPad giveaway tomorrow. And if you're watching this now, late at night, you could do the iPad now. All right. Someone said I sent 2 entries for tomorrow. Yeah, I figured the iPad's going to be what people want more because it's an iPad after all. And both of these are new in the box. You could sell them. So they're like, do you want to buy a service plan with them? And I'm like, no. They're like, we replaced the whole thing. And I'm like, is it transferable? And they're like, unfortunately not. I'm like, no. If it was transferable, sure. But no. All right, guys. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye.